Hi everybody, this is Bev, Clark Vision, and welcome to my latest video. This is just going to be an update. I've got a few things that I've had in for a few weeks now, so I thought I would just go on and do an update, get all that out the way, and some records and CDs, and I picked up another tape as well that I found on eBay, which was kind of unexpected but very cool little thing for me. But I think first of all I'm going to talk about what I would describe as, I think, probably my first real disappointment of the year. Yeah, it's so far out of everything I've bought. This has wowed me the least, shall we say, surprisingly, because maybe I had set the bar of expectation too high, but I don't know. But oops, that's the hype sticker just landed on the floor. Shout out first of all to Glenn Beasley, who is a subscriber of the channel. He watches the videos, he doesn't do videos or anything, but he gave me a heads up that this was being released. I somehow missed this one for some reason. And when he said that, I was immediately interested, because it is the duo of Klaus Lessmann, former Bonfire frontman, and Michael Voss, who I think he is in the band Mad Max, or he has been. Now, obviously, Lessmann and Voss, you'll know they work together on, and are in the band Phantom 5 as well, so they're no strangers to each other. And this is a brand new release, just come out a few weeks ago on Atomic Fire Records, and it's the first kind of like album release under the name Lessmann Voss. These guys have worked together and for quite a while in various musical projects, so they're no strangers to each other, but this is the first kind of album they've put out under just their names as a duo, I guess. And I was, I guess, expecting great things, having heard wonderful things from Bonfire in the past and wonderful things from Phantom 5 in the past. But this didn't quite make the grade for me, for some reason. This is called Rock Is Our Religion. Kind of it's getting to be a bit of a cliche kind of phrase that these days, I suppose. I know Powerwolf uses the phrase metal as a religion as well, actually, and all that jazz. But anyway, so it's an old saying, I guess. But anyway, beside the point, I suppose. So put it on. I've listened to it 3 times, and it's a 12-track album. You get 12 songs on it, and there is a cover of 1975 song Sister Golden Hair, which was apparently by a band called America. I don't know, I think I've heard of the band, but I really don't know much about their music. So Sister Golden Hair is track 11, or rather, not track 11 if you've got the CD, I guess. So it's the second last song on side 2. And it's alright as a song. Having not known anything about the band America, as I say, it's kind of a very country rock vibe, a bit of country and 70s mixed together. That's what that one's like. But it's an alright song, but I just feel it wasn't really what I was expecting when I got my hands on this. I would say tracks 1 and 2, Medicine Man and Smoke Without a Fire, are probably the best 2 songs on the album for me. After that, it starts to slowly go downhill. Side 1 is definitely stronger than side 2 as well, I'd say, but there is a couple of sort of wishy-washy, slower songs, ballady song or 2. Rock Is Our Religion, the title track, which kicks off side 2, I don't really think it's that great. something is better than nothing, not good. Look around, nah, it's a bit meh. Stay. What Feels Right is the album closer, is not bad. But I got the impression it almost sounds like, almost as if it's of the standard of modern Def Leppard, as in just wishy-washy, nothing new, run out of ideas kind of filler. That's what I got from most of this album, particularly side 2, but it's not completely horrible, it's just not quite what I was expecting, so for me it's a bit of a disappointment. But it's kind of soft rock, hard rock, melodic rock, even AOR. The opening track, Medicine Man, that's a good song, and the chorus reminds me, actually, it sounds a lot like the song Lift You Up from Gotthard's Lip Service. That came back out in the 90s, sorry, not the 90s, the noughties, the early 2000s, I think. In fact, what year did this actually come out? Yeah, 2005. So early 2000s. And Medicine Man, the chorus of it just sounds a bit, reminded me of that song. But anyway, but yeah, it's just not gritty enough either. So it's very kind of softer melodic rock kind of thing than what I was hoping for. There's not the same biting energy that I get from Phantom 5 or in this particularly Bonfire, but so that's my take on that, and it's alright. Maybe it'll grow on me a bit, but yeah, so we'll move on for that just now. So that's nice enough record. Obviously Atomic Fire are signing a lot of bands. That is the Hype Sticker limited edition of 500 copies, red and white marbled, it says here. You also get a little merch thing, which I suppose you get this in the CDs. That came with the record as well, inside the sleeve. You also get this, just a plain 12-inch sheet with the artwork and the back cover photograph, but yeah, it's actually autographed by Lessman and Voss, which I thought was a really nice touch. It didn't say anything about receiving that with the record when you bought it, and I do think it's a genuine signature with the black marker and not actual printed signature, so that was kind of nice. And you also get the printed lyric inner sheet, sleeve rather, this is. So there's the lyrics and there's the credits on that side. And the vinyl itself, the red and white marbled, it kind of looks a bit peachy pinky, swirly kind of in this light, but I think it's 180 gram as well. It's pretty solid. So that's the record. So that was that. That's that one out of the way just now. Next up, this was basically, I didn't realise this was coming out either, to be honest with you. I just happened to stumble across this accidentally, I think on YouTube. Gave it a sample and decided I was going to buy it, and I'm so glad I did. This is fantastic. This is a new band signed to AFM Records called Fallen Sanctuary, and Terra Nova is the album. Now I'm not sure of the history behind this record, but I do know, I don't know if they had some kind of funding thing, or if because they've put a list of names all down here, which they call their founders. Special thanks to our founders, it says there. And these are all fans or people who either pre-ordered this or put down a donation to it or something, because Matt Weir, the chap that sends me VCLT a couple of times, who lives not too far away from me, his name is in here, as one of the founders. Yes, Matthew Weir, just down here. So his name's on there, which I thought was pretty cool. So he's obviously been one of the supporters of this project. What makes it brilliant is, bear with me a second because I've got some information about this, but Fallen Sanctuary, fast-paced, melodic, heavy metal, melodic, power metal, symphonic hints blended into it, but it's really high energy melodic metal, and it is why the duo are these two guys here. Sorry about the glare here. If I could just get the light to stop reflecting. There you go. So this is Marco Pastorini. He's a guitar player in the band Temperance, the Italian melodic metal band. This chap here is Georg Neuhauser, who is the lead vocalist and founder of the band, the symphonic metal band Serenity. Now I like both of these bands. Anyway, so Serenity are Austrian and Temperance are Italian, and both of these musicians are insanely talented, by the way, just thought I'd tell you that. So it's a gatefold, lyrics etc. in there, track listing here, and it's limited on vinyl to, can't remember, 500 or something like that. So I thought I'd better jump in quick, and to my surprise Amazon had a copy. Rather than me having to order it from AFM, I went the Amazon route and it's arrived in beautiful condition, so I'm delighted with that. And it's on clear orange, oops, that's like clear sort of orangey transparent vinyl. So there we have it, really cool stuff, and it's a fantastic album. Lots going on here, lots of interesting music happening. So definitely recommended if you're into the melodic, power, symphonic kind of mix. Really good. Next up, another band I came across while browsing, and I was on the Cruz del Sur's website checking things out and placing a pre-order for something else, and I came across this band, and so I decided to sample them, and then liked them enough to order their record. The band is Vulture's Vengeance, and they're from Italy. Now, I think they've been around for something like 10 years, roughly. I'm not 100% sure on that. Wait a minute. I have a window open, so I wouldn't remember such things. Yeah, founded in 2009, so that's just over 10 years, really, I guess. This is actually their debut full-length record. I think they've had 2 EPs before this. Let me check. Yeah, they had 2 EPs released before that. One in 2016 and then one in 2018. And this, The Night Lore, their full length, came out in 2019 on the Gates of Hell record label. So, and Gates of Hell are owned by Cruz del Sur, or they're under the Cruz del Sur umbrella sort of thing. So there is the back cover. New wave of traditional metal. They're traditional metal sounding band with influences from the new wave of British heavy metal and maybe a little bit of the German metal scene. I thought I was hearing the odd hint of Diamond Head, maybe a bit of Running Wild and a bit of Judas Priest here and there in it, but yeah, really good, good quality stuff. The only thing I thought when I was listening to this, I thought maybe the vocalist, the the vocals were just a little bit quiet, but I don't know if it's just the mix or whatever, but generally it's really good stuff. You also get a download card with this. You do have some copies left on their website, I believe, at Cruz del Sur, and it's on this rather nice, it looks bluer I think than it actually is in person, but it's a kind of a, it's called sea blue. It's like a teal, very kind of teal, sort of bluey green kind of colour, pretty nice. So yeah, so that's Vulture's Vengeance from Italy. And while I was there, I saw that they also had a copy of the band's first EP, so I grabbed that as well. And here it is, so Vulture's Vengeance, and this is Where the Time Dwelt In, is that one. And again, Gates of Hell Records, this is 2016, their first EP, and you've got 5 tracks on here. Again, really good stuff. I meant to say, you also get a lyric sheet with, hang on, I forgot to show it, as well as a download code. You get a lyric sheet and credits, etc. with the Night Lore. And you also get a lyric sheet and credits with this EP as well, Where Time Dwelt In. So, and that is the band members there. This one is just on black vinyl. There you have it. And again, really good stuff. So another nice discovery of a newer band with old school kind of influences about them. And speaking of influences, now let me just think for a second. Where have I gone and put that thing? I don't know where I've put it. It's sitting here somewhere because I had it on recently. Anyway, we won't worry about that. I recently got, as some of you may have seen, VCLT from Nathan, and he enclosed a promo CD of the band Supernova Plasma Jets, who are a German rock band. I had never heard of them before. In fact, I can't remember if I had maybe heard them being mentioned on Nathan's channel at one time or not, but anyway, I really knew nothing about them. And this promo CD sampler that he sent me had 4 tracks on it, and I put it on, and he had his sticker said melodic German hard rock 80s inspired female fronted singer. So I was intrigued, and you're spot on, Nathan. They are very much have an 80s flavour about them. Definitely influenced by the 80s hard rock and you know, the melodic stuff of the likes of, I don't know, you know, all the glammy, I hate using that term, but I guess you know what I mean, that kind of thing. Poison, Bon Jovi, Def Leppard, you know, Europe, Cinderella, Dokken, all these kind of bands. I guess that's where they took their inspiration from, and they've brought it into up to the modern sounding standards. So I went online. I thought, oh, I think I need this album because it's really good. The guitars are just chunky, solid sounding guitars. The vocalist's excellent. She's got a really strong voice. I couldn't really see the vinyl anywhere. They had the CD, but even that was expensive on the likes of Amazon. But I went to the band's website and they have some copies still on their own web shop. So here it is. So Supernova Plasma Jets, their debut self-titled album, and it's high quality covers. It's on the My Redemption Records is the label it's on. Never heard of them before. and there is your track listing on the back. So and it came with a whole bunch of stickers, silvery kind of band logo stickers, and a couple of these things as well, and a very nice signed card from all the band members. So I thought that was pretty cool as well. And on the back, it's advertising their new album. So I had sampled a couple of tracks off of this, but I wasn't so keen on that one as to the original. This one, from what I sampled, sounded a bit more poppy, less, just less guitar-y, I guess. But yeah, so, but anyway, well, I just ordered the first one. Who knows if I'll go for the second one or not. I'll need to give it some more listens on YouTube first. But so I have this. They're a band out of Germany, and I don't really know much else about them. It comes with a nice stiff card inner sleeve as well. This is quite thick, and there is the band again. And you know, the band members on their kind of battle vests. She's got a Suicidal Tendencies cap on. The guys have got patches from Kiss, Metallica, Pantera, Motorhead, Judas Priest, you know, Ghost, Danzig, Iron Maiden, the usual suspects. So they know all the bands, and I think this is the brightest. I mean, it's luminous pink. That's what it is. It's fluorescent almost. Here in real life, but very nice, bright 80s colour, I guess you could say. So that is that. And that's all the vinyl. So onto the cassette. I spotted this on eBay, just randomly browsing. Had to grab it. This is the cassette single for Def Leppard's Animal, the extended version, as you see there, you get on it. Now, this is the UK issue. I have the Canadian cassette single of this, and they are quite different actually. You get a different B-side. Is it I Want to Be Your Hero that's on the Canadian one? I can't remember. But you get obviously what Britain got, which is Tear It Down, and it's the same on both sides. You get Animal Extended, Animal the regular, and Tear It Down on each side. Fantastic. So I was very happy to get that indeed, and it's in super lovely condition. So that's just another one to add to the Steve collection. I saw this one on Kevin's channel, War Gods channel, and he was talking about this band, and I sampled them out and liked what I heard, so I went to their Bandcamp and grabbed this. This is a band called Scream Maker. They're out of Poland, and they are again kind of traditional heavy metal, new wave of traditional metal, and this album is Back Against the World. They have a few albums out. I think this is, it's not their first, it's not their most recent, I think it's somewhere in between, but it's from 2015. This record came out, Back Against the World, and there we have it, and it's really good stuff. You get 12 tracks and you get 2 alternative mixes, making a total of 14, so you get a fairly good bunch of songs on here, but again it's just traditional metal, really good stuff. I think they were inspired by you know, Priest, Dio, that kind of thing, just, you know, the classics. But yeah, it's another good one to check out. Scream Maker from Poland. Wait a minute, I need to move that because I don't want that to sit on top of the record, so I'll just put that out. I'm so disorganised here. Next up, I got this one along with the 2 Vulture's Vengeance albums from Cruz del Sur's website. This CD was on sale, and I had sampled a couple of the tracks and it sounded pretty decent, so because it was so cheap I just threw this in as well, and it's a band called Gravebreaker. And if memory serves me right, bear with me, I think these guys, yep, they're out of Sweden, another Swedish band. I can't remember how many, I think this is just, yeah, this is their full-length debut album. Album's called Sacrifice, and again they're on Gates of Hell Records, sorry about the glare. And again it's just kind of a traditional, new wave of traditional heavy metal, and it's pretty decent stuff actually. It's not too bad at all. So I was quite pleased to listen to this one too. Quite a decent listen. I've only listened to it once, but yeah, I quite enjoyed it, and I'll be happy to listen to that one again. So that's another new band that I discovered, Gravebreaker and Sacrifice. And this was released in 2016, this album, so it's been out a good few years. I think it's on sale because they're maybe trying to just clear some of the back stock. But there you go. I saw this on Amazon. It was another one I had. It was on my want. It's been on my want list for a while, and it's the band Cauldron from Canada. I have two of their albums on vinyl, and I was trying to find some of their earlier ones on vinyl, but they're pretty much sold out everywhere. So found the CD. This one again, it was on Amazon. I know you can get this from the Earache website as well. Maybe I should have got it from there. Now, because this album was released in 2012, I was kind of expecting it to be a jewel case, but no, it's one of these digi-sleeve things where the CD's just inside here and the booklet's inside here. Effectively, these are just miniature gatefold sleeves for the records, but if this is going to be the future, I would have a suggestion to the manufacturers of these things, just to make them a couple of millimeters larger, because the CD is very stiff to pull in and out in here, and it's going to wear over time on the edges. This is tight to fit in here. If it was a record, it would be super tight. So a couple of millimeters more room, and perhaps you could supply the CDs in some poly-lined inner sleeves, just like the records are as well, because that way they won't get scuffed and scraped. And there is the CD. I'm guessing that's like the vinyl, the label on the record, because it's got 33 1/3 RPM on there. So yeah, I like the band Cauldron. They're a three-piece from Canada, and this is another good album. So this one, as I said, was 2012. I don't know if this is a reissue. No, that's the wrong side, that's the booklet side. With it being in this case, or if this, I can't imagine this being an original from 2012, because it would have been the jewel case. And I had a look on the Earache website, and I think the copies they have are the jewel case versions, so that's why I say I should have gone there first perhaps, but whatever, it is what it is. So this is Tomorrow's Lost. Good album title for life at the moment, actually. But yeah, I like Cauldron, good band. And a couple I picked up from a seller on Discogs. I've been looking for this particular EP. I think it's an EP combination actually. For a while. I wanted it specifically because, well, for two reasons. One, I like the band's music, and two, they're local, from my hometown, and it's the band Runemaster. I have their full debut album, and it was Cloudy Milder that put me onto these guys. But this is a release from Alone Records. and it's limited to 500 hand-numbered CDs, Alone Records. And I think what's happened here is the band have had 2 EPs, Futhart Dawning or something, and Wisdom in Darkness, and they've combined them both on the one CD, so you've got 6 tracks in total. And that's what the CD is titled, with both of those. So yeah, this is great stuff to have. This compilation or dual EP set came out in 2016 according to the thing on the back here. Yep, and they're kind of new wave of traditional heavy metal, but they're a bit more doomy vibes about their music, doomy / epic. Just got a bit of a nice atmosphere about them, a sort of darker vibe, which I quite like actually. It's nice. So yeah, Runemaster. And the last one, got from the same seller. This is the band Persuader. Fantastic band. I love this band. Really good. This is my 3rd album from these guys. And it's their 2014 release, The Fiction Maze, which I think is about 2 albums ago. I can't really remember. Or maybe it's 3 albums ago. I've got their latest one up there. I've got, yeah, 3 albums now for these guys, including this one. Brilliant band. If you like early Blind Guardian, you should love these guys. They're a bit kind of, the singer is so like Hansi for Blind Guardian, it's unreal. He's very similar. And they're kind of a bit power metal, but they're also speed metal / thrash metal kind of mixed in here and there. They do have thrash influences, but it's more, I think, power speed metal than thrash. There's a couple of moments in it that sound kind of thrashy, but nothing prolonged, if you like. But what a good album this is as well. Inner Wound Recordings, which I think is a Swedish label, Scandinavian label anyway. But yes, Persuader and The Fiction Maze, fantastic stuff. So I was chuffed to get that. And that is my update, guys. So thanks for watching. Another half an hour there, but you know, you've got to ramble. So that's that. So I'll see you all in another video, actually, whatever that may be, because I had been thinking about doing maybe a video, or it might have turned into a 2 or 3 parter, because I couldn't see me getting through it any less than half an hour. So if it's going to go on, I would split it up. But I had been thinking about maybe doing something themed on me and the 90s. I've seen a few people do videos featuring bands or the 90s or years from the 90s and stuff, and I thought it would be interesting maybe to do me and the 90s, because unlike everybody else who seems to think the 90s was a marvellous thing, I hated the 90s. Thoroughly hated my experience of a lot of the 90s, particularly in music. And so I had been going through in my head my recollections of the music transitioning from the 80s into the 90s, and the whole change in the music scene and things I was listening to, and how later on I just lost interest altogether in the music scene. So anyway, that might come. I'm just not 100% sure if I feel I want to talk about it all in great detail, because it doesn't hold happy memories. A lot of it's quite painful for me, some of it. So I don't know, We shall see. It's a possibility, but if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. But anyway, that's for another day. So take care, and I'll speak to you all in another video. And bye just now.